Good day, students. Welcome back to our reading class. Please bring out the following materials: Reading Street Book, Reader's and Writer's Notebook, English Copybook, and your pen. These are our objectives for today. A. Read the story Leonardo's Horse. And B. Discuss skimming and scanning. Question number 1. Why did Leonardo decide to not send the letter and instead travel to Milan? Answer: Leonardo felt that he could more effectively explain his talents by speaking to the Duke in person. Question number 2. Why does the Duke put Leonardo in charge of the entertainment in the palace? Answer: On page 368, it states that Leonardo had a beautiful singing voice and he could play musical instruments. He could also juggle and ask riddles. The Duke probably thought he was the best person to do the job. After reading the remaining pages of the story, let us now have the summary. Da Vinci dreamed of building a huge horse for the Duke of Milan, but was never able to complete that dream. Nearly 500 years after his lifetime, his dream was brought to life and actually created. Now we're done with the story Leonardo's Horse. We will now discuss another topic of the day. This is all about skimming and scanning. What is skimming and scanning? Everyone, please open your Reader's and Writer's Notebook on page 196. To scan is to move one's eyes quickly down the page, seeking specific words and phrases. Scanning is used to find out if a resource will answer a reader's questions. Once a reader has scanned a document, he or she might go back and skim it. So scanning means it's a reading technique used when you want to locate a single fact or specific information without reading every word. To skim a document is to read the first and last paragraphs, as well as to use headings, summaries, and other organizers as you move down the page. Skimming is used to quickly identify the main idea. You might also read the first sentence of each paragraph. So skimming, like scanning, is also a reading technique. But when you skim, you just want to get a general idea of the text or time is limited. Kindly open your Reader's and Writer's Notebook on page 196 and read the passage. Question number 1. When you scan this passage, what helps you find specific information? Number 2. In which paragraph would you find the titles of Durer's most famous paintings? Number 3. In which paragraph would you find out if Durer painted as a youth? Number 4. In what part of the passage would you find when Durer lived? And number 5. Can you find out about Durer's printmaking methods by scanning this passage? Now let's check if your answers are correct. Number 1. The title of the passage and the headings of the paragraphs are the specific information that we can find after we scan the passage. Number 2. The last paragraph will tell us about the titles of Durer's most famous paintings. Number 3. In which paragraph would you find out if Durer painted as a youth? Answer: the first paragraph. Number 4. In what part of the passage would you find when Durer lived? The title will tell us. Number 5. Can you find out about Durer's printmaking methods by scanning this passage? The answer is no. It's because none of the paragraph titles mentions Durer's printmaking methods. And now, we're done with scanning. This time, we are going to skim the following passage to answer the questions given. Please open your Reader's and Writer's Notebook on page 197. These are the questions. Number 6. What is a good way to skim this passage? Number 7. What is the topic of this passage? Number 8. Is the passage about silversmithing? How can you tell? Number 9. Is the writer of this passage conveying facts or opinions? How can you tell? Number 10. How would you express the main idea of this passage? Let's now answer the given questions. For question number 6, what is a good way to skim this passage? Answer: read the first sentence of each paragraph and the last sentence of the passage. For question number 7, what is the topic of this passage? The passage is about the invention of the printing press. Number 8. Is the passage about silversmithing? How can you tell? No, the passage does not mention silversmithing. Question number 9. Is the writer of this passage conveying facts or opinions? How can you tell? Answer: the writer is conveying facts. The sentences I skimmed contain no personal references or judgment words. And for the last question, how would you express the main idea of this passage? Answer: the printing press was an extremely important invention that changed human culture. Let us all remember, to scan is to move one's eyes quickly down the page, seeking specific words and phrases. And to skim a document is to read the first and last paragraphs, as well as to use headings, summaries, and other organizers as you move down the page. Skimming is not looking for specific. Scanning is looking for facts. Skimming requires ideas in the reader's own words, and scanning looks for single words or phrases. And lastly, skimming moves the eyes across the page, and scanning moves the eyes down the page. That's all for now, students. Thank you all for listening. Keep safe, everyone, and have a great day.